Hey, Living Water. I'm here today to go through Acts chapter 25 with you. Yesterday, the chapter ended with talking about how Felix, the governor Felix, reign has ended, and there is a new governor that has been appointed, and his name is Festus. And so he's kind of being caught up with who Paul is and what the issues are with Paul, and there's still, this big riot of men ready to fulfill their oath, and that is that they won't eat or drink anything until Paul has died. And so Festus is trying to get to the bottom of this, and so he brings Paul before him, and Paul once again consistently is saying to the people in charge, like, I haven't done anything wrong. If I have, I'm willing to die for it, but that's not the case. And of course, this new governor, Festus, is kind of trying to make a deal and just get him to go back to Jerusalem to go through with the trial. And of course, Paul knows that that's just pretty much a death sentence, and so he appeals to Caesar. And so the governor is kind of forced at this point to send him to Rome. And of course, in an earlier chapter, God had given Paul a vision saying that you will preach this in Rome also. And so this is kind of the beginning of Paul entering into Rome. A few days later, after Festus is appointed, this king and his sister come to kind of give him greetings and pay their respects to the new governor. And the governor begins to tell them about Paul and this situation. And he says, I don't feel right sending Paul to Caesar when I don't have any real charges here. Can you just kind of help me out? I just want to talk through this with you. And of course they say, well, I'd like to see him myself. And so they actually go. Paul comes before this King Agrippa is his name, and they talk to him about this stuff. And what I continue to see in Paul is his consistency in the midst of uncertainty, in the midst of pain and agony, in the midst of persecution. Paul continues to stay consistent. He continues to preach the gospel. He continues to push his way through. And he's a smart man. He knows how to make this continue to go. For at this point, he's like, I need to go to Caesar now. I need to see Caesar. I need to appeal before him. And so he knows these rules. He knows these traditions. He knows the government. And he's using it all to be able to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so, once again, I just question myself, and I say, I ask myself, how consistent am I with my walk in the Lord and what He's commanded me to do? Do I keep that one goal in mind? Do I keep that prize, that reward in mind, and that commandment in mind as I walk through my day of uncertainties, persecution, pain, strife? Do I keep all of that in mind and just keep pressing forward? And so today, just watching how Paul continues, he was in prison for 2 years, and this is still going on, but he's consistent. He keeps pursuing the fact that he was called to spread the saving grace of Jesus Christ. And so it just challenges me, and it reminds me that even though I have some ups and downs in my walk, that I've got to keep my eye on what God has called us to do, the command that Jesus gave us, and to remember that I need to stay consistent no matter what's going on in my life. God is constantly there with me, just like He's there with Paul and encouraging him. And so I need to be like Paul, and I need to give all I've got in the midst of whatever's going on, and stay consistent in loving my God and spreading his love around. By the way, love you, Living Water Church, and it won't be long before I get to see you all and those big smiles on your faces. Bye.